The Navy of Ukraine has announced a third strike on the Crimean Bridge. Despite the halt in US military aid and intelligence, this is entirely possible as Ukraine could use domestically produced weapons for such an operation, as well as assistance from other Western allies. If Starlink is disabled, Ukrainian defenders will use backup communication channels. Can Russia take more active actions in the Black Sea? No, because there is not enough potential. If the new head of the White House were not favorably disposed towards the Kremlin, the Russian army would have finally deflate in a year or a year and a half. In the current conditions, we will have to wait a little longer, but the result will be exactly that. This opinion was expressed in an interview with Obozrevatel by naval expert, columnist for Defense Express magazine, research fellow at the National Military History Museum of Ukraine, retired Captain First Rank Vladimir Zablotsky. The types of ammunition that we are going to use to destroy the Kherson Bridge do not depend on the United States, if Starlink is used there, but there are already backup systems. In such cases, we prepare backup versions in advance, backup communication channels, and the ammunition here is completely ours, domestic, specially developed. If we are talking about unmanned underwater systems, then this is a Ukrainian development. If the states need intelligence, let them do it. Let them watch how we fight, how we should fight. Let them learn from us, and not teach us what to do and where to go. We can do it ourselves, he added. He told that, to be honest, the enemy is constantly doing something there, more in a propaganda sense than in a real sense. After all, he has already done everything that was possible. Technical protection, air defense, both from the sea and from the land. But we see that the targets are still being hit. When necessary, we twice seriously damaged the Kherson Bridge. During the second attack, instead of 5 Maluk drones in the extensive version, only 2 reached. 3 were distracted by other targets and were unable to take part in the attack on the bridge, he told. Moreover, a special unit has been created within the Navy to deal with unmanned systems. They have different types of surface and underwater systems in their arsenal. Such strikes are planned in advance and use different factors. According to the classic genre, these are complex strikes. That is, they simultaneously strike from the air, from the sea, from the land. Some other sabotage acts are also possible. Here, the enemy does not know what to prepare for, and we take advantage of this, he added.
U.S. President Donald Trump on Sunday expressed optimism about upcoming talks in Saudi Arabia aimed at ending the war in Ukraine. "We're looking at a lot of things. We have big meetings coming up, as you know, in Saudi Arabia that's going to include Russia. It'll be Ukraine. We'll see if we can get something done. I'd like to get something done. A lot of people died this week, as you know, in Ukraine, not only Ukrainians but Russians. So I think everybody wants to see it get done. We're going to make a lot of progress, I believe, this week," Trump said. According to Associated Press, Trump also said ending the war would be in the best interests of both Russia and Ukraine. "I say they don't have the cards. Nobody really has the cards. Russia doesn't have the cards. What you have to do is you have to make a deal and you have to stop the killing. It's a senseless war. And we're going to get it stopped." Trump also said tariffs will be good for the U.S. economy. "We're going to take in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs, and we're going to become so rich, you're not going to know where to spend all that money. I'm telling you, you just watch. We're going to have jobs. We're going to have open factories. It's going to be great," he said. The president spoke while on Air Force One flying from Florida to Washington, D.C.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Mr. President.
Very good. Wow, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Any questions?
Yes, sir. Have you made a final decision about what sanctions or tariffs you might impose on Russia and when that might be?
We're looking at a lot of things. We have big meetings coming up, as you know, in Saudi Arabia. That's going to include Russia. It'll be Ukraine. We'll see if we can get something done. I'd like to get something done. A lot of people died this week, as you know, in Ukraine. Not only Ukrainians, but Russians. So I think everybody wants to see it get done. We're going to make a lot of progress, I believe, this week.
You
Is President Putin disrespecting you by attacking Ukraine when you're trying to make peace there? Is President Putin disrespecting you by attacking Ukraine when you're trying to make peace there?
What did he do?
Well, he's attacking Ukraine.
Was he disrespecting me?
Yeah.
Who are you with?
I'm Michael Burkoff, the Washington Post.
You lost a lot of credibility. September 7th wouldn't have happened. Inflation wouldn't have happened. The Afghanistan, the way not that they left, but the way that they left, it looks so bad. Probably the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. That wouldn't have happened. A lot of things wouldn't have happened, but it is what it is. I think we're going to have a good time. I think we're going to have a good result in Saudi Arabia, meaning they're hosting the various talks, and we have a lot of good people going out there, and I think Ukraine's going to do well, and I think Russia's going to do well. I think some very big things could happen this week. I hope so. So 2,000 people, at least 2,000 young soldiers have died this week. And this is almost on a constant basis, a couple of thousand soldiers a week. It's a killing field, and we got to stop it. And if I can stop it, I'll be very happy.
Would you consider lifting the intel pause on Ukraine? What does Ukraine have
Well,
to
we
do?
just about have. I mean, we really just about have. And we want to do anything we can to get Ukraine to be serious about getting something done. You know, I say they don't have the cards. Nobody really has the cards. Russia doesn't have the cards. They don't have. What you have to do is you have to make a deal, and you have to stop the killing. It's a senseless war, and we're going to get it stopped.
You hesitated when Maria Bartiromo.
Where are we? Are
Yes,
we
sir,
just
we're
about?
close. We're close.
We're
They're
just
trying to
about
land the
ready to
plane.
land.
Are you worried about a recession? Maria Bartiromo asked you, and you kind of hesitated.
I'll tell you what, of course you hesitate. Who knows? All I know is this, we're going to take in hundreds of millions of dollars in tariffs, and we're going to become so rich, you're not going to know where to spend all that money. I'm telling you, you just watch. We're going to have jobs, we're going to have open factories, it's going to be great, and the plane is landing, and
We gotta go.
thank you for a lot of
Thanks,
good
guys.
questions, okay? Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.